Yo, my people, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the propaganda machine. This is All Tingz Arsenal, episode 21. And on today's show, we got quite a few things to look at. We got the women, got the season off to a flyer. Great 4-1 victory against the London City Lionesses. We got some injury news to do with Saliba. We got Josh Kroenke apparently had a secret meeting with Arteta. Can you believe that? He's having these secret meetings. Who does he think he is? Some type of don? I don't know. Who knows, man? But we also got international news as well. Cause a lot of people been playing international friendlies. So we'll kick things off. We'll go into it with the women. So they won 4-1, as I previously mentioned, against the London City Lionesses. And now the first £1 million female, Olivia Smith, scored on her debut in the WSL. And if you saw this goal, oh my days. Players in the men's game can't do this. They can't do this. If you saw this goal, you'd be like, oh my days. What? Can you not imagine Martinelli doing this type of goal? Nah, he can't do that. No chance. Can you imagine certain of our players trying that? They would never do that. Certain one of them, they'll pull a hamstring. If I saw certain players take a shot from there, Odegaard, when was the last time he scored from outside the box that type of goal? Nah, he can't do that. But yeah, so she got a goal in her debut. Remember, she's the first £1 million player. Other players also got on the score sheet. Who was it? Stina Blackstenius, come on, Frida Marnham, and Chloe Kelly. So we did go down for the first goal. We conceded a penalty. We're 1-0 down, but we turned things round. Those London City Lionesses, to be fair, I was looking at them like, who are they? I was being a bit snobby. Like, I was looking at them like, who are you? Like, you've never been in the WSL. You ain't even got a men's team. You're just looking at them like, meh. But clearly, I need to do more research on the women's game because it's clear to see that I weren't aware. I thought Olivia Smith was the record, but no, the record's been broken twice since. Chelsea bought a player for I think it was 1.1 million, and then the London City Lionesses bought a player for 1.7. So they got a Chinese owner, and she's going mental. I don't know her name, but she just going mad. She just bankrolling the whole thing, and she's trying to get the London City Lionesses challenging for that top 4 to try and get Champions League football. But our girls got fit the season off to a flyer, 4-1 win. We're now in second place, 1 goal off Man United, same points. So we're going to see. We're going to see, people, how the season plays out. Chelsea, they're obviously the favourites. They got the season off to a winning start. Beat Manchester City 2-1. So we'll see, man. We'll see how this season plans out. We'll see how it pans out. But yeah, we'll now go into the international games. A number of players were on international duty for Arsenal. I believe the exact number, I'll get it up. It says features 16 stars for Arsenal. So 16 players were all in World Cup qualifiers for Arsenal. We'll read the actual headline here. So after 3 Premier League matches, we take our first international break of the season with qualification for the World Cup firmly on the agenda. Martin Odegaard will skip for Norway in the 2 fixtures this break. A friendly against Finland and Moldova in the World Cup qualifiers. Martin's nation sits top of Group I with 4 wins from 4. Will Norway, they finally get to a major tournament? Because I don't want to be so crazy and say the last time they were in a major tournament was in like 1998 World Cup. But I think it might have been. Teams like them, Scotland, I don't know if Scotland's got to one since, but I know for a fact that Norway haven't been to a tournament in a long time, because Haaland definitely hasn't played in a major tournament. We haven't got to see him yet. So hopefully they get there, because we do need to see like your Haalands and your Isaks, so that's Norway and Sweden, at these major tournaments. Because ultimately it will make the actual it will make the actual tournaments a lot stronger, most definitely. So hopefully they can get there. And they're saying in the same group is Italy. Riccardo Calafiori's Azzurri have featured twice in Group I so far, with one win and one defeat to Norway, putting them in third place. They will face Estonia and Israel as they look to chase down Odegaard's Norway. So hopefully them as well. Hopefully Italy can get to the tournament, because we know the last tournament, I believe they missed it. After winning the Euros, they didn't make the World Cup. So yeah, we're actually going to see if Italy can finally get there, because tournaments ain't the same without the big nations. You want as much big nations as possible in these major tournaments. The World Cup ain't the World Cup without these teams. You like to see your Italy, your Holland, Germany, all of these teams get into major tournaments. Obviously England, Spain, France, Portugal, Belgium. You want to see them all getting there, because ultimately we're just football fans. We want to see the best players from their nations playing in these tournaments. So hopefully they can all get there. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, it says elsewhere in Europe, we have 3 Spaniards and 4 English stars looking to help their nation. Raya, Merino, Zubimendi, and then Skelly, Rice, Eze, and Madueke. So there is a lot of players. Then you have Timber, he got a call up. Trossard got a call up. And obviously you got the Glockeres. Then Martinelli, Gabriel, and Hincapi all playing in South America. But yeah, then we've also got 2 under-21s, Wanyeri and Mosquera. They all got their call-up. So the fixtures did start on Thursday. Norway did. They won 1-0 against Finland. But Odegaard only played the first half. I would look for more news on that, because I feel like somebody did tell me that Odegaard has got an injury. I feel like somebody did say it, and someone said that he cut his hair as well. I don't know how true that is, because that would actually be funny. That no more hair flicks, they were saying, but it doesn't look like he's cut his hair. But we have the injury news here. It's basically saying Martin Odegaard insists the shoulder issue he sustained last month is now under control, and scotched that any suggestions of a conflict of interest between Arsenal and Norway after it was called up for international duty. Okay then. Yeah, so we're seeing he's alright, but hopefully he gets fit, because I don't really wish injuries on anyone. Because it does seem like at Arsenal, there needs to be injuries for players to get a chance, because Arteta doesn't seem to take people out of the firing line if they're performing badly. It seems that he only takes people out if they're performing not well. I mean, if they get injured. You can drop stinker after stinker. The likes of Martinelli, he's allowed to drop a stinker, 5 out of 10s, 4 out of 10s, 3 out of 10s, and he keeps his place. Trossard will have a bad game. You'll not see him again for like 5 games. So it's like selective with Arteta. Of course, Odegaard being the captain, you don't necessarily want to see your captain taken out, but because that will send a bad message to actually everyone in the dressing room. Like, what kind of captain is this? Why is he our captain? But yeah, I hope he gets well soon. But if he's not well soon, then we have Eberici Eze and Wanyeri both ready to fill in that role. Then Trossard, he played 23 minutes as a substitute. Okay, so he played 23 minutes. That is how I know there's an agenda, you know. Oh my days, I need to share this tab with you people, man. Because I said Leondro Trossard slammed on international duty by Belgium media. Arsenal's Spanish representatives, blah, 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 weren't the only ones in action on Sunday night, as Trossard also featured for Belgium after winning 6-0 against Liechtenstein. Belgium won 6-0 again, beating Kazakhstan on the night that saw KDB shine. So they're playing what? Liechtenstein and Kazakhstan. Is there even a need for qualifiers? Like, let's be serious. Like, Liechtenstein's, Kazakhstan and that. Surely, like, you can gather man them in the ends that can beat these teams, bro. Come on, like, Kazakhstan and that. Nah, man. Ain't that Burak? My sister was the #1 prostitute in the Kazakhstan. My brother, he tried to go. You know get none of this. You know get none of this. That's how I know Kazakhstan anyway. So while KDB and Manchester City Jeremy Doku excelled, Trossard was quite the opposite, as Belgian media gave a brutally honest review about the forward's performance. 7Sir7 called Trossard the disappointment of the evening, giving him a 5 out of 10 match rating, while detailing his ongoing struggles to shine with the national team. A 5 out of 10 match rating is what Sedingfo also gave, calling the 30-year-old the least visible of the night. Wolfoot went even lower and handed Trossard a 4.5 rating, slamming the winger's sluggish display. Was he playing for big bucks? It's hard to know where to stand, given the Arsenal striker's high regard among the Belgium coaches. But this time, given the competition and the level of it, with Saliba and Fofana having made their debuts, it seemed that Trossard may have played one of his last cards. Oof. Scathing. A very sluggish, uninspired, slow, and mostly untimely match. It was a simply scathing review from DHNet, who questioned why the Arsenal players getting minutes ahead of others in the squad. Leondro Trossard also gets another chance to shine. He's no Lewis Openda, but the Arsenal player's contribution when he's a starter isn't impressive. Quite the opposite. Then it says his match stats from the win against Kazakhstan. It was harsh feedback from the media, but ultimately paints the picture of Trossard's struggles. SofaScore gave Kevin De Bruyne a rating of 10 and Doku 9.1, while Trossard earned the lowest of the night for Belgium with 6.6. So it says he got 30 touches, 17 passes, 2 key passes, no shots, no successful dribbles, no crosses, 7 times losing possession. While others contributed to goals and were impossible for Kazakhstan to compete with, the Arsenal star flattered to deceive, being almost anonymous on the left side. Trossard will hope Mikel Arteta wasn't watching the match, as the Belgium continues to battle for minutes in the Premier League. Now, to be fair, people, I feel like that is a bit harsh. He played for 21 minutes. Yeah, the game was like, it was 6-0. The game was done. He could have come on. Yeah, he might have been able to score 2 goals or got like 1 assist and maybe done more. I'm sure he could have done more. But at the same time, the match was won. It seems like there's an agenda. I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. But it does seem very harsh. But yeah, Spain beat Bulgaria 3-0. Merino scored, Zubimendi assisted, Raya was an unused sub. Poland drew 1-1 with the Netherlands. Timber, unused substitute. Albania 1-0 win against Gibraltar, and that's that Maldini Kakuri. He plays for under 21s, I believe. He played 90 minutes, so that's nice to see. Hincapi played 90 minutes in the 0-0 draw for Ecuador against Paraguay, so that's another clean sheet for them. I believe they've only conceded 2 goals in about 10 games, Ecuador. So yeah, him, Caicedo, I think it's Yerry Mina. They're all doing a fabulous job, to be fair. Or Spina, I don't know if he's still in goal. That'll be funny. Brazil won 3-0. Gabriel played the full 90 minutes. Martinelli also played. Yeah, I think Martinelli, I was told that he looked good. Then that's where it ends, as there's no more information, but I did look it up. Mosquera played the 90 minutes against Cyprus. I don't quite know what happened I think Italy won. They won that game against Estonia quite comfortably. It was quite comfortable. But I know for a fact Sweden, they beat, well, they didn't actually win. They conceded a last-minute equalizer against, who was it, Slovenia, because we know that Sesko, it was the Sesko versus Gyökeres. I was watching that game. Neither player really covered themselves in too much glory, but Gyökeres did get an assist. Sesko almost got an assist, but yeah, it didn't count. He headed the ball and then it came off a defender, but it was going in the right path. It was a good header, but yeah, it's one of them. Neither one of them can say that they had their best game. I won't really be saying that, oh yeah, this player was cooking, that player was cooking. No, that would just be banner. And yeah, I'm not just about the banner. I can have serious conversations. So yeah, Italy played a 4-4-2. I'm looking at it here. Calafiori left centre back with with Bastoni. So they won that game 5-0. Calafiori seems like he played. Did he play the full 90 minutes? I'm not too sure. Yeah, he did play the full 90 minutes. So he's starting to get his fitness back up. That is what I want to see. I hope Calafiori can play the majority of this season, because he seems to always be hampered with injuries. And that's something, like I said, you never really want to see that from players. You just want to see them getting as much game time as possible. England played Andorra. They won 2-0. Rice scored in that game. Madueke made the first goal, put the ball in the box, and the defender scored the own goal. Eze played well as well, but he played all right. And Lewis Skelly also played there. So all the Arsenal players played there. So yeah, it weren't too bad from them. We just heard about the Kazakhstan versus Belgium game where Trossard got absolutely hammered. I want to see what happened in the Netherlands game. Netherlands versus Lithuania. Did Timber play? Netherlands versus Lithuania. Ooh, it was a 3-2 game. Timber scored, but not that Timber. It was his brother, Quinton. Where's the lineups? They're not showing me the lineups. How horrible are them, you bloody bastards. Show me these lineups. Okay, Timber didn't actually play there as well. Yeah, it was an unused sub there again. And to be fair, I have no complaints. I'm not one of these people that get too angry. Oh, he didn't play. Nah, let him get the rest. I'm club over country every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. That's me. Maybe that's just me. Some people are, oh, I want my players to play for their country, because they don't necessarily like the banter that rivals give them if a player's not playing for their national team. But I ain't one of them people. But yeah, the last bit from the international news, because there's a few games today. What's today's fixtures? We got Wanyeri playing today. That's at 4 o'clock. So I'll give an update, see if he started that game. Calafiori should be playing against Israel, 7:45. And Gyökeres is playing against Kosovo at 7:45. So if you want to watch some games, 7:45 today, Israel vs Italy and Kosovo vs Sweden. And also, any gooners watching now, England vs Kazakhstan is right now. Let me even go and find out what that score is. England U21s. Let's go and check it out. So it is 2-0 currently. Is it going to give me a description? Ethan Nwaneri scored, folks. He's got the goal. He got the goal on the 18th minute. Hey, big up to Ethan. Ethan's got one goal and Joe Bellingham's got another goal. So, just as we speak, literally, Ethan's got a goal. Congratulations, Ethan. Hopefully you can get another one, man. I love to hear that. He's even playing in the number 10. So Gittins, Wanyeri and Diblin. Then you got Miley, Bellingham, Norton Coffey, Archie Gray's playing centre back. That Achapong from Chelsea, Hinshaw Wood. Okay, a few names that we know. Will Lancashire, I remember that guy. That's a Tottenham guy. So yeah, man. Congratulations. Yeah, man. But the main story of the day, though, anyway, Merino got the hat-trick against Turkey, and some of them goals, first-time finishes for Mikel Merino was sensational. People are saying, is he going to start for Arsenal? People are saying Arteta's created a box-crashing demon. We've seen it in glimpses from Mikel Merino. I would say not so much in midfield. He hasn't necessarily played on the left of that midfield much, but to be fair, he just hasn't really got up to speed for Arsenal in midfield, if we're being honest. If we're being brutally honest, his best performances for Arsenal have come in the false nine, because you can see his finishing ability is sensational. I believe he scored the most goals for club and country from midfield in 2025 as a midfielder. So, big up to Merino anyway. So yeah, Senna, midfielder netted his first of the night on 22 minutes before finishing a fine team move. But I don't really need to go too much into that, because I see the bits of it. The goals, the third goal was that goal to seal the hat-trick. Killed it, top bins. Goalie had no chance. I'd love to see Martinelli do something like that. I'd love it. But, yeah, man, enough about Martinelli. I don't want to cook the boy too much, man. I feel like he's going through it enough. People like me, we get onto him a lot, but I feel like he's just going through it. So, us fans just need to try and support him. It's not necessarily his fault that he's playing every game. That's more on the manager. That's who I would blame. I'd blame Arteta more so than Martinelli, because the manager doesn't need to play him. He can just have him as the sub. So, yeah, man. We'll see, people, man. We'll see anyway, man. But, yeah, we'll move on to more news. Obviously, there's a bit of a fallout from the Anfield game, as now it has come to light that William Saliba was injured in the warm-up before the Liverpool game. Can we imagine this? The boy was injured. Arteta knew this, and he still proceeded to play him. 15 minutes into the game, Saliba went down and Mosquera had to come in and play. And as we know, he had a sensational game, had that Ekitike in his back pocket. That was a great game for Mosquera. But, yeah, Arteta, he needs to do better. I kind of sound like a broken clock, a broken record. I don't want to keep talking about, Arteta this, Arteta that, sounding negative, like a broken record. But when players are getting injured because of poor decisions, because of the manager, somebody has to call it out. What am I meant to do? Just keep quiet like a mute and not say when someone's not doing well. Like, here it is as well. Like, William Saliba to miss crunch run of Arsenal fixtures due to injury. And look, they got DG on the thumbnail who's doing work at Talk Sport, man. Big up to him, man. Yeah, man, he's been putting in the work over the years, man. So, Mikel Arteta and Arsenal fans have received an unwelcome update on William Saliba's fitness. The defender, who injured his ankle during the defeat to Liverpool last time out, is expected to miss another 3 to 4 weeks, according to leading French outlet L'Equipe. Saliba was taken off against Liverpool inside 5 minutes. Oh God, why am I saying 15 minutes? It was even worse, and is now expected to miss at least another 3 weeks. Saliba missed the current international break, and their update, they claim he is also unlikely to be back for France's October fixtures. Wow. So this might be a lot worse than first feared, if I'm being honest. Yeah, this is sounding bad. And this is all because of the manager. The manager knew he was injured. And now look at this. 4 weeks out. 4 weeks Saliba's going to miss for Arsenal. This is bad. This is very bad. So, the 2018 World Cup winners continue their qualifying campaign for the 2026 edition in the America against Azerbaijan and Iceland on the 8th and 10th of October. No, that wouldn't make no sense. No way can a team play 2 games in 2 days. That don't even make sense. But yeah, they're basically saying anyway, in the time frame, Arsenal have 7 matches scheduled across the Premier League, Champions League and the Carabao Cup. Some of them are crucial too, with an away trip to Athletic Bilbao in Europe on the 16th of September, a home tie against Manchester City, and another tough tie in Newcastle on September the 28th. Sorry. Saliba lasted less than 5 minutes in Arsenal's defeat last time out. Post-match manager Arteta bizarrely revealed that the injury was sustained in the warm-up, but he played anyway. We lost Martin, we lost Kai, and then we lost Bukayo. In the warm-up, we lost Saliba. What? Like, what? Like, is this guy... Does this manager actually think about some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth? Like, does he really think about what he's saying? Because this just sounds so stupid to me. If you knew someone was injured in the warm-up, unless you're going to tell me that he felt something in the warm-up and he didn't tell no one. But surely that's not the case. Maybe it is the case. But yeah, man, this is bad. This is bad, man. But yeah, Arsenal injury news anyway. So, along with those injuries, Arsenal also have Norgard and Ben White in the treatment room, but they could both return next up against Nottingham Forest, as could Martin Odegaard. Gabriel Jesus remains a long-term absentee with a knee injury, keeping him out of action since January. So he's been out 9 months now. Saliba signed for the Gunners in 2019 for 27 million before making 3 loan spells. And then it goes on to show us the potential fixtures that Saliba could miss. Nottingham Forest, Athletic Bilbao, Manchester City, Port Vale, Newcastle, Olympiacos, and West Ham. I'd probably say Newcastle away, as well as Manchester City at home. Those are the 2 games that you'd probably be saying, I would have felt a bit more confident with Saliba. But from what we've seen from Christian Mosquera so far, I don't have no reason to sort of doubt him. I don't have no reason to doubt Mosquera, if I'm being honest with you. So, hopefully all goes to plan. That's what I'm hoping, because, yeah, man. It would be sad to see if, say, he went down. But Ben White's also looks like he might be coming back. Timber can also deputise there. So we do seem like we have cover. If we were gonna get injury, I feel like most people would all say the one position we want to get injured is defence, because we got more than enough adequate cover and decent cover as well. I'll be excited to see how Piero Hincapié gets on when he makes his his debut for Arsenal. That's gonna be very interesting to see, man. But yeah, that's sort of it from the international roundup and the fallout from Anfield. But there was another thing that got brought to my attention as well. There's been reports that there was a secret meeting held by Josh Kroenke and Arteta, but I can't see nothing credible. The only credible piece of information that I had was kind of from the Athletic, and the Athletic were basically saying, I do have it here basically, it's basically saying like, let me quickly get up for you guys. So here it is basically, yeah. So, as the final whistle went at Old Trafford after Arsenal kicked off their Premier League campaign with a victory over Manchester United, Josh Kroenke left his seat in the director's box and headed for the dressing room. Having made the trip from the United States, Josh was in Manchester to watch Arsenal's first game of the season, something he does annually, and stayed on to watch their 5-0 win against Leeds the following weekend at the Emirates Stadium. But after congratulating the players and manager Mikel Arteta at Old Trafford, it is not unusual for Josh to venture into the dressing room following a game. Attention soon turned to planning and strategy meetings. It has become an annual tradition for Arsenal's executive leadership, managing director Richard Garlick and executive vice chair Tim Lewis to fly to Denver, Colorado, normally coinciding with the men's international football break, to visit Stan and Josh. With domestic football taking a break in March, the Kroenkes hosted the club's most senior figures for a few days. Then it goes on to say that Arsenal were embarking on the Champions League semi-final. They were beaten by the eventual winners, and we failed to narrow the gap. Then it basically goes on to say that they were disappointed that they couldn't get a striker in January, which, yeah, ended up with us finishing second for the third consecutive season. This only added to importance, blah, blah, blah. The meeting between the Kroenke, the owner, and basically the football club. Yeah, so there's nothing really that says anything to do with Mikel Arteta's job. The only place I've seen it is like a parody account. You know what I mean? It's like a parody account. It's not really a reputable source. Like, if I put them up, like, it's called the Arsenal Press, but even they say they're a parody account. So how am I meant to take it serious if they don't take themselves seriously? Because as we know, what parody means is a joke. Basically, that's what's a parody. Parody's a joke thing. A joke, man, a joke thing, brethren. You know what I'm saying? Some joke thing, brethren. But yeah, man, so it's basically saying Josh Kroenke has held a meeting with Arteta discussing what he expects this season. He has given Arteta everything he has asked for and expects to have a successful season. Trophies must be won. I feel like we hear this all the time. We seem to always hear this. Yeah. But there never seems to ever be any type of consequences, any type of repercussions. There never seems to be one. It's always like, oh yeah, even the fans, the Arteta inners, they say, oh yeah, I don't want anything other than the Premier or Champions League. And then they'll say if Arteta doesn't deliver a trophy, get him gone. But it has to be the big one. And then the end of the season comes round. Nah, we had injuries. There's always this excuse, that excuse. And me personally, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. It's like that police station. Are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired of Arsenal fans saying Arteta has to win something or I want him gone? The end of the season comes round when they don't win nothing. Ah, no, but we had injuries. The referee screwed us. Then this season, we already know what the message is going to say. As you lot know, I now have here it is. It's like this is the Top Gooner, the manual. The Top Gooner manual. What excuse can we make if Arsenal don't win the league this year? So, excuse number 1. The referees are against us. Excuse 2. We had injuries. Oh, there's a new one that's been added. Liverpool signed Isak. How are we meant to compete with that? This is football, man. This is football. When Man United were making signings season in, season out, because Fergie never rested on his laurels, he always went to go and do what was necessary to make Manchester United the best possible team they could be. And there were casualties along the way. He maybe kick out a start, whether it's Van Nistelrooy, Stam, Beckham, whoever. Whoever was a sacrifice, even Roy Keane, he sacrificed his own captain because he didn't feel his captain was behaving like a captain. He felt like he was bringing the club into disrepute, that his ego was getting bigger than necessary. So clearly, we know what's going to be said if Arsenal don't win the league or the Champions League from them same Arsenal fans that are telling you it's the league or the Champions League or Arteta gets sacked. Liverpool spent 400 million and got Isak, the best striker in the league. How are we meant to compete? Referees are against us. Look at that red card. Look at the VAR. Look what they done to us. Injuries. Look, we've got Havertz, Jesus, Ben White, Norgard, Saka. This guy out injured. How are we meant to win the league with all these injuries? Well, my answer to that is you just have to do it. There's no more excuses. Sooner or later, the excuses are going to run out. Because even our greatest ever manager, he ran out of excuses. So sooner or later, I'd hope it's this season that either Arteta wins or he just resigns himself. He don't even need to be sacked. I would much prefer him to just go on his own accord. Maybe make a deal, some sort of settlement agreement, and then we're all laughing. That's what I would want to see. But I can't see Arteta walking away from 15 million. Would you? Are you walking away from 15 million? Yeah, I'm talking to you, brother. Are you walking away from 15 million? Hell no. For what? Bro, I need that 15 million, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's probably thinking, yo, nah, that he's thinking that my girl needs a Birkin. That's what the rappers think. My girl needs a Birkin, not even the players that. So, yeah, man. Hopefully Arsenal can win something and the pressure's eased off Arteta, but I can't really say that will be the case. But yeah, the next game is Nottingham Forest. Moving on swiftly. And hopefully Odegaard, White and Norgard are all back for that game. We know Saliba's not going to be there. Saka's not going to be there. Who else ain't going to be there? I think there's one more. Havertz and Jesus aren't going to be there. So hopefully these lot can get back to full fitness and get on the pitch, because that's what we want to see. Surely that is what we want to see. Just players performing. And the last sort of news we'll go into is the transfer window. So the transfer window is still actually open in certain countries, I believe. I believe the Turkish transfer window closes on Friday evening, because I'm sure people have seen Onana. Onana's left the league. You know what, man? I miss Onana. I swear down, I miss him. Like, because every game, yeah, Onana, you know he's gonna do something mad. There was potential every game for Onana to just chuck the ball in the back of the net. And now, this new goalie, I don't know if he's gonna do it, but that would always be something fun to see for me. It was always fun to see Man United fans crashing out on Onana. Oh, get this piece of shit out of my clubby shit. I used to love it. It just used to make my day seeing Man United fans crash out on Onana, chuck it in, seeing the memes. You know, certain players, they're like a miss to the league. Onana is going to be a big miss to the league. But, yeah, man. Back to Arsenal anyway. So, like I was saying, Arsenal make the final decision on Trossard after £19 million Besiktas offer. So, Besiktas offered us 19 million. And it goes on to say, Arsenal are not prepared to sell Trossard to Besiktas ahead of the Turkish transfer deadline next week, which is, I believe, on Friday. The Belgium international has persistently been linked with a move away from the Emirates this summer, with the Gunners strengthening their attack ahead of the new season. Turkish Super League clubs are free to continue doing business until the 12th of September. Whoa. Okay, there it is. With Besiktas interested in the late deal, making an offer of 19 million this week. Fabrizio Romano reports, however, Arsenal are not planning to sell the 30-year-old, with no chance he joins a Turkish club in the coming days. Trossard has gone toe-to-toe with Gabriel Martinelli for the left-wing role in Mikel Arteta's starting 11, starting 28 Premier League matches last season with a return of 8 goals and 8 assists. He has managed just 37 minutes of game time this season, sitting out as an unused sub against Manchester United and Liverpool, having come off as a second half substitute. He came off the bench, against Leeds. That was the 5-0 win. So it seems like we have been trying to sell him. Now they're just saying, oh yeah, he's not for sale, but clearly that's because we got lowballed. Every player has their price. Like, you think if someone offered 400 million for Saka, what, the Kroenkes wouldn't sell him? Hell yeah, I'd sell him too. Yeah, and then it basically goes on to say that we've boosted our squad, Madueke, Eze, and yeah, we've got Dalman, Ranieri, blah blah blah. So yeah, man, we've got a few players there. So yeah, man, we'll see how that pans out. We've seen they try to cook Trossard. To me, I always like Trossard, but yeah, man, it is what it is. If someone's gotta go, you gotta go, my brother. I got to do this, man. We got to go. We got to go, man. Can't believe it. But yeah, we'll go into the last news of the day. The embarrassing transfer fee for Arsenal. The embarrassing transfer fee Arsenal received for Mikel Arteta's 17.2 million signing. But Arsenal agreed to take a massive loss on Albert Sambi Lokonga after selling the midfielder on transfer deadline day. The Gunners paid $17.2 million to sign the Belgium international Lokonga from Anderlecht in the summer of 2021. Lokonga made 24 appearances during his first season at the Emirates Stadium, but only 15 more before being sold to Hamburg at the end of the summer transfer window. Arsenal hopes the 25-year-old will benefit from a series of loan spells at fellow Premier League clubs Crystal Palace and Luton and La Liga side Sevilla, but ultimately put him up for sale. The Gunners were initially believed to have raised around $2.5 million from the sale of Albert Sambi Lokonga, but German outfit Bild has revealed Arsenal have in fact paid, Hamburg have paid 260 bags for Lokonga. 260 bags. Are you taking the mick? What is going on there? I reckon that's to do with the wages. Because the only reason why you'd sell a player for that is if you just want to get him off the wage bill. Yeah, man. So say Arsenal may receive more cash if add-ons are met, but the deal still represents a huge loss for a player Mikel Arteta had huge high hopes for. Albert is a very intelligent player who's shown great maturity. Gunners boss Arteta said following his arrival at the club in 2021, he has been coached well by Vincent Kompany and his coaches at Anderlecht. I know Vincent really well when he talks highly about Albert and the positive impact he had to Anderlecht in recent seasons. So why don't he go back there? Oh, the money, he wants the bag, I'm guessing. Yeah, we're confident Albert's ready for the next stage in the development and we're looking forward to welcoming a new member of our squad. Yeah, then obviously Eddie said there was a lot of interest in Albert and he was a big target for us. He will bring us strength and depth in the centre of midfield. So there he is signing for Anderlecht. Obviously we know Fabio Vieira, he's also gone to Hamburg as well. So he'll be there with Lokonga. He's made 49 appearances for the Gunners following his 30 million move from Porto in 2022. And he could join Hamburg on a permanent transfer next summer. Hamburg board member Stefan Kuntz said in a statement, Fabio is a classic playmaker who brings lots of creativity. We was determined to strengthen our midfield. With the signing of Fabio, we have filled the last vacant position with a high quality player. He will give our offense even more options. So, goodness, how do we feel about this? Like, Lokonga's gone for 250 bags. To me, that just seems like we tried to get him off the wage bill. We didn't really care about the add-ons or whatever. I mean, the deal, the money. 2.5 million, so that's like 2 million maybe in add-ons. Like, what's the point of that? We was better off just getting add-ons. Just getting like no transfer fee and just getting, I don't know, 10 million, 15 million in add-ons. Like if you reach the Champions League, if you win the league, just look at 2 million. What are you going to do with that? Like, what are you going to do with that? Nothing. Yeah, man. I don't know. It is getting weird at Arsenal, but I just hope Berta can fix out this mess and players can get sold for a lot more money. But people, man, thank you for tuning in. And make sure you like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.